I have only one destination, and that's ahead. I'm an Air Force officer's daughter, and before I learned Namaste, I learned Jai Hind. So everybody, with me, Jai Hind. My life and my journey is quite exciting. I want to start by saying that a journalist came up to me and said, Shalini, share your journey from Miss India to Mrs. Monaco. And I told her, I said, the day I changed my perspective from journey to adventure, that's what it became. It was the year 1994. I got a phone call from a gentleman with a really husky voice. And he said, hi, Shalini. I was like, this is like a good day. He says, pack your bags. You want to go to Goa? I was like, it's getting better. Yeah, I want to go to Goa, but who am I going to Goa with? He said, Times of India, Femina Miss India, you've been chosen to be one of the contestants representing Delhi in Goa for the Femina Miss India 1994. My dream was coming true. Yes, it was becoming a reality. The reason I mentioned 1994 is it's a very crucial year. I'm going to go back to that. However, I said, yes, I'm doing this. I put the phone down, and I said, this is all very well, but I have to first deal with the fact that I have to tell my father that I'm going to do this, who was not very happy with the scenario. Thank God for a strong mother who stood by me. And the second thing, which I'm going to share with you, which is going to help me through this talk as well, I had the fear of public speaking, if you please. You put me on a ramp, I owned it. You put me behind or in front of a camera, I could smile my way till kingdom come. You give me a mic, not a peep. I wasn't going to say anything. I was like, how am I going to do the Miss India? It's not going to happen to me. I fought all those battles. I had the support of my mom, my boyfriend then, my brother. My father said, okay, do this one, never mind. I made it to the pageant in 1994. I'm going to give away the punchline right away. It was the year when Sushmita Sen became the Miss Universe. And it gives me goosebumps to say that because 21 years later, again, we've brought back the crown. So it's a really good feeling. And that is the same year that Aishwarya Rai became Miss World. So we owned it. Picture this. I didn't win the crown, clearly, obvious. There are 3 cameras from Star World. It was being covered for the first time on Star World, following us 24 hours of the day. You have to be at your best behavior. You can't go wrong. There's no mishaps there. That's when I learned how you do anything is how you do everything. Each one of us was nice to each other. We were congenial. It was like the Big Boss house, right? You start off very nice to each other, and then you're like, really, do I have to deal with this? But internally, we know we're competing with each other. And you realize, don't find an anchor, because an anchor will only hold you back. You always fight alone. I am your perfect Facebook friend. I have the perfect vacations. I have the perfect family. I have everything going for me. That was my third learning. Your public persona has to be perfect, no matter what you're feeling internally. The anxiety, the turmoil, I can't speak on a mic. Nobody needs to know that. It's my story. Came that moment when I was invited on stage when the winners were announced, and we had to stand on the sidelines and clap for the winners. And I was standing there and saying, this is not happening to me. This is not why I was brought in this world. I'm clapping for other people while I should have had this crown. Applaud for others. Sooner or later, they will applaud for you. But I wanted to change my life from that extra to extraordinary. But how? How am I going to do it? Who knows? I may not have taken back the crown, but I took back adulation, attention, opportunity, and a big Bollywood offer, if you please, which was my Bollywood dream coming true. And I said, I gotta do this. I could have signed the dotted line right there and then and said, I'm on, and I'm doing this Bollywood movie because it's my dream. But it wasn't meant to be. I went back and I said, I'm going to first talk to my parents and my father, my strict FOs officer, the father who's, keh diya to keh diya sort of a story. And he said, what you did, the Miss India, was your ja ji le apni zindagi moment, and this is it. Now you got to get married. So there went the Bollywood dreams out of the window, and I had to get married. And okay, I'm not complaining. It was to the love of my life. It was something I wanted to do. Was it the right time? What was I doing? But later in life, we realized, because wisdom only comes later, I realized that I didn't have the courage to accept it. I had already failed at something which I had defied and gone. If I had gone and done this and I failed, I didn't have the courage to come back saying, Lord ke buddhu ghar ko aaye. So I said, I'm going to get married and go with the flow, and I did. Yay, I am married to the love of my life. I moved to London. I gave up everything too soon. My opportunity, my identity, because we change our names as women, everything. And I kept manifesting that in my brain. And you know how fears are formed? They are formed from the fact that when you have the fear of losing something, or you have the fear that you've lost everything and this opportunity is not going to come back again. And I manifested so many issues in myself. I'm going to share an anecdote. I'm in London. This is literally like the second day on Oxford Street, and we all do that. Oxford Street must do. I'm shopping. I kind of put my bag behind me, and I bend down to pick up something, and there's two cops that walk up to me and say something. I can't even understand the English accent at that point in time, and I'm like, no, I'm not stealing anything. I was just looking. And they said, oh no, you weren't stealing anything. There were two ladies trying to take out your wallet from your bag. I was like, oh my God, thank you, And they said, no, that's not thank you. You're going to come with us to court, and you have to, talk about them. I said, great. So we go to court. I am so nervous. It's a strange country. Not been there before. It was my first time overseas. And they give me the whole Gita story. I said, can I at least use the bathroom? The two ladies follow me to the bathroom, and they say, we're a gang of people, so you don't want to sneak on us. The reason I mention this incident is because fear is not just one thing. It's a series of things. It's a fear of the unknown. It's me in a strange country feeling like a loser because in my head I'd made it up, right? Our mind is God and whatever the mind decides we do. And I had already made that up. I lived that fear for seven years of my life. I realized that it started with the fear of flying, went on to getting into a car, to even walking from one point to another. I had the fear of the unknown. I don't know how many of you here have ever experienced something like that, but only you know it. Nobody else can go where you're going, and you have to deal with it. I was living my nightmare. I said, I was this star, what happened here? I felt incapacitated. My husband stood strong with me, and he said, you can do this. And I realized you've got to face your fear, and you've got to do it anyway. You have to set small goals for yourself. You have the big picture in mind, but you set small goals. And the small goals were something as simple as going from one place to another. It's as simple as that. But it was like starting from scratch, learning how to walk. I did that, but at a huge cost, because I took the help of psychiatrists and doctors. It's very funny, actually. I'm going to share this with you. The psychiatrists tell you, stand in front of the mirror and say affirmations. You are awesome. You are great. You're perfect. I am enough. Are you serious? Look at me. I can't even get in a bloody car. Sorry about the language. But yeah, that's how you're feeling. And that's how I was feeling. And fighting this fear. 7 years later, after all the medications and after all the affirmations and positive self-talk, so-called, I want to tell you, affirmations is another huge, huge learning of my life. Because if you can't see it, you can't be it. What your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So it really, really changed my life. So the cost at which I got over the fear was the battle of the bulge, because I was 20 kilos more. I'm in a tube in London at peak traffic hour when it's office hour, and this gentleman looks at me and he says, why don't you sit? And I looked and said, no, I'm okay, thank you very much. He says, no, in your condition, it's okay, it's fine. I sat down, but trust me, I realized he thought I was pregnant. Now, it's really funny right now, you can laugh, but I wanted to kill myself. It bothered my self-esteem. I said, here I am, mentally fit to be able to go from one point to another. But do I want to, looking like this? Yeah, for me, vanity was sanity. Look where I was coming from. But clearly, I had neither now. So I had to fight the battle of the bulge, the debate between the hot body and the hot paratha. And I want to tell you all something. You know, your skin cells will die, your hair cells will die, your brain cells also die. But your fat cells, they have a lifetime warranty. I'm still at it. I'm still at it. While I'm doing all of this and fighting this story, I realized that, oh my God, I've been basing my happiness on if I don't have the fear, if I'm thin, when I can do that. I'm simply not happy. I have the perfect family, like what's wrong with me? Why can't I enjoy what I've got? No, I was too busy because I was not yet living my dreams. I had reached midlife. And I was like, okay, if you've not done anything by midlife, where are you going from here? But you know what? It's never too late. And if you've got the strength of your family who says, go live your wildest dreams, you can. And that's what I want to tell you all. Never give up. My life began at midlife. I call it the midlife reboot. I said, what am I going to do now? What have I done? I've been a struggling entrepreneur, probably a good mom because I have amazing kids. Good wife, I forgot to ask my husband, so I don't know if I want to claim here, but I said what I have is all the beautiful women in my life, my tribe, my vibe, that have been there with me through my journey, through my adventure. And I decided that I was going to meet up with all these super achiever women for a cup of coffee to know their adventure, to be able to change my life so that I could emulate them and change my life. And let me tell you, all of you women sitting here have a story. And a cup of coffee, you will tell me your story, which is exactly what happened. One of them, in fact, pushed me to the extent, and she said, you just need to nurture your creative side. And I said, okay, and what should I do? She says, jewelry, look at you. When you walk in, everybody sees what you're wearing. Why would you not just have your own jewelry line? That was the birth of Saks by Shalini Kochharr, my jewelry line that I started. Yes, yes. It was the beginning, and I was liking that. But you know what? I still didn't feel that extraordinary that I was looking for. And I decided that God has given me a lot in terms of the family and everything I had. I have to give back. That's what is going to give me the most happiness. And that's when I said, the fact that I can change my life at this stage, while there are a lot of my friends who think that kitty parties is the be-all, end-all, but inside they want to do something different, I want to change that. And I said, first of all, for all the 100 women that I've interviewed who've given me such amazing stories, I want to put it together in a book, which is called Shalini Says, Women on Top of Their Game. And it was a book which was well received, a bestseller, and life had changed, yes. And I started a forum for women called Women on Top. The concept behind it was for women to grow through interdependence, because there is a myth that women don't help each other. I'm going to ask you all sitting here, is that true? No. That's right. Strong women have your back. And I was there because of the women that held that crown for me. So I started this forum for women, which changed my life. Because when you start doing things for other people and you give back, is when the universe starts giving back to you. I was back in the reckoning. I was back in the news. I was living my dream. It had all become a reality. It can't get better. I was just simply basking in it and saying, thank you, God. Thank you. I stopped complaining about why me, try me, what if only. Life had changed for me. But life is about choices. My husband came to me and he said, honey, well done, bravo. He had my back all this while. He said, I have got my dream job in Monaco, Monte Carlo. And I looked at him and said, really? And who works in Monaco, Monte Carlo? Try another one with me. So he says, I've only heard of it being the playground for the rich and famous. So he says there is a minuscule population, but yes, we have that opportunity. And I said, great. I've realized my dreams. It's time for you to go live yours. He says, really? And that's how it works? That's not how it works. I promise you all. This time, I made the choice. I decided it was going to be my choice, and I'm going to go with him because he was giving me yet another global platform. And couples that travel together, stay together, I was going to do this one. And I said, whatever it takes, I'm going to do it. I just packed my bags without knowing where I was going, and I said, I can do this. And there I was in a place where there are no Indians, very few. We don't know the language. We have to figure it out. I didn't know where to begin. It was yet again my what now moment. I had said, okay, I've given this up and I have to do this. But मेरे को वो शाहरुख का डायलॉग याद आता है, जब पूरे दिल से किसी चीज़ को चाहो तो पूरी कायनात तुम्हें उसे दिलाने में जुट जाती है. And that's exactly what happened. I was determined this time to use that global stage, to put India on the map. I was not going to come back without that crown. And so I did. I spent 1 year of my life upskilling myself, and this is my funny story. People go to the Himalayas to find themselves. I went to the beach in the south of France, and I found myself with a glass of rosé. Yes, so I became a life coach for celebrities. I started my jewelry brand in Europe. I showcase in all the Europe Fashion Weeks today. And I said, what was it that had taken me where I wanted to be in India, which was meeting these amazing women like you all. I said, I will do, repeat, emulate, perform. And I had the good fortune of meeting the likes of Kelly Rutherford from Gossip Girl, Kira Chaplin, Marie Diamond, who's the author of the book Secret. She told me, she said, Shalini, you're doing some amazing work for women here and transforming lives. Why would you not make a vision board for yourself? And I said, hey, yeah, that's true. I'm just propagating and not doing anything about it. I made a vision board for myself 3 months back. And today, I proudly stand here in front of you at TEDxChowringhe in the city of joy, speaking. Yes, we can manifest anything. Never, ever give up. And it's not about making the right choice. It's about making your choice right. And I always say, it's the Shalini says hacks. So I am going to leave you all with my hacks. My first one is, when your body moves, your mind grooves. Make the first hour of your day your happy hour, because that's what determines the rest of your day. You move that cheese. For things to change, you have to change. Don't keep up with the Kardashians. You are your only competition. And last, but not the least, ask Alexa. The universe is listening. You don't know when which god is passing you by and he says Tathastu. What now? What next? Picture abhi baki hai mere dosto. Thank you for listening and thank you for the privilege and gratitude.